Alright, today on the channel, some rear brake shoe replacement on a 1985 Suzuki Madura 700 V4. I'm pretty sure this is the same through all of the Japanese shaft drive bikes from the 80s that use the drum brake and shoes still. If it's a disc brake bike, this video obviously is not going to apply to you. This is drum brake only. Stuff you're going to need for this: 10mm socket, 17mm socket, 12mm socket, 24mm socket. A pair of pliers to remove the cotter pin from the bolt back here. And yeah, that's pretty much that. So first thing you're going to want to do is pull this forward and pull this off. I've already lubed this and kind of spun the bolt to the end to make this kind of quick, so then we're not sitting here all day. Have to take that off, push this out so I don't lose it. Okay, next you're going to take the cotter pin out. That's back here, and get rid of it, loosen it. I've already loosened all this stuff ahead of time, like I said. Sorry for cheating, but you get the point. Alright, next thing you want to do is make sure this is still tight, and go over to the other side and remove the big 24mm nut on this side. There would be a cotter pin going through here also. You do not have to drain the fluid in this. Oops. I'm not 100% familiar with this, so bear with me. It's been a while, or I think not at all, since I did one of these. Okay, no, that's through now. Go this side or the other side? Probably the other side. Rubber hammer prepared. That's nicely. What? What's happening? What are you trying to do with this? Coming out?
Yeah, it might be enough just to pull out.
Pull what out? The shaft has to go all the way through, bro.
So,
If the shaft doesn't come through the other side, I won't be able to pull it out. Again, assuming this is how this works, because
I just meant pulling it out by hand.
Oh, yeah, you could. Now here's the funny part. I'm not 100% sure how to do this. Oh, really? Alright, bear with me here for a second, guys. I need to get a flathead screwdriver. There's a rubber plug on this side stopping the one bolt from coming out. Which again, like I said, this is my first time doing this. This is not my bike. It belongs to a friend of mine, so there's a rubber stopper if you want to come around the other side here. It's right underneath here. There's a little itty bitty rubber stopper. You can see it. See this round thing right here? That's the rubber stopper. You have to need to pull that out because it's going to let this bolt back here through the other side. So just give me a sec. Pop this out. If you work on a lot of Japanese machinery, you're going to need a lot of metric hardware, or tools, I meant. Everything I own, I try to on purposely buy more metric than anything else. There we go. I'll let this out. Now, this should just slide around, and the wheel should just lift up and out. Again, assuming. See? I assume that's how it comes out, and that's not how it comes out. So, like I said, that's my first time doing this. You guys are going to have to bear with me here until I figure this out. Maybe we go like this. And the shoes just come out. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Oh, okay, so it does just lift out from over there. Aye, see? Wiggly, wiggly. Just a little bit of a rotate now.
You guys are along for the ride.
Yeah, my apologies. Like I said, I have never did one of these before. This is my first. I've worked on a lot of things with drive shafts, i.e. cars and stuff, but first drive shaft leg. Alright, I'm gonna have to back up a little bit there, brother. Sorry guys, it's like we're learning the camera angles / whatever thing. There we go. So what I'll do is, because this isn't my bike, I'm being a nice guy. I'll lay this on the rubber mat over there, and we'll continue on with the brake job. Wow, it doesn't even look that bad. But he wants everything replaced. Yeah, that would be the drive ring that engages. So drive shaft would come down. Drive shaft would come down through here, and then it would be like a type of a ring gear and pinion, kind of like what's in the back of a vehicle, like a truck or car. And that would engages onto this sprocket over here. I'm not 100% sure what's behind this. Maybe some kind of rubber padding to soften engagement. I'm not 100% sure. Again, I never had one of these apart. While I'm in here, I'll inspect these nice NTN Japanese bearings. I really should have made sure that my compressor had air in it, because if I have to fire it up during this video, you guys are gonna go deaf. Okay, well, we won't blow into that. Here's hoping I have some air in there. And I don't. Alright, well, give me a second. Just stare at that rim while I go over here and plug this lazy piece of crap in. My apologies, I'm just trying to get everything going here. Yeah, you can tell my compressor's just up and cold for a while. But yeah, that's... Oh, that's nice and tight. I won't have to give the owner, my buddy, the bad news that he needs to replace all the wheel bearings also, but hey, he's the one that wanted the brakes done, even though I told him that they might not have needed to be done. What? Just grab them, flip them, pull them over. Even though those are probably within spec, he wants it to where you can just take it to wherever and get it inspected and just not have to worry about it. And then they can't sit there and tell him, oh, well, you need this, you need this, you need this, you need this. Well, no, you won't, because they'll have brand new brake shoes in the rear, 2 sets in the front, tires. I'm not doing that, but it will need those. Again, I apologize for that horrible sounding compressor in the background. If anybody's from Canada and you know what Mastercraft is, well then you know what I mean by it's Mastercraft, alright. Although I've had the compressor for a while and it's not one of their newer oil-less ones, which are complete garbage. This is one of their, like, I think 8-gallon 3.5 CFM little guys. It's like an 8-gallon, yeah, 3.5 CFM, 8-gallon. It's alright. Alright, that's dirty. And I'm gonna have some brake cleaning here. Brake cleaner is the only thing I don't have with me. Oh, I got it. Oh, no, I don't. That's empty. Oh, that's carb cleaner. More expensive. Oh, well. Alright, just give me a sec. You can follow me if you'd like, bro. I'll go here and clean it all off. Oh, where's my oil pan? I normally do that in the garage. There we go. Contaminate. I'd be an idiot to contaminate the ground. This isn't like absolutely necessary. I'm just doing this because, like I said, it's a buddy's bike. Oh, nice guy. Oh, a lot of that's black paint. I'm not sure where that comes from, but alright. That's brake dust, so it's not. Huh? Got a wire brush. Hey, in the yellow bin still.
No, what are you doing with that?
That's super clean. So then this wire brush isn't going to get into any of those places. Oh, that's not going to turn out very nice. Alright, that was kind of pointless.
You just clean it up so it's not like oily and.
I know. Gonna on the compressor? Nope. One second. Just over here blowing it out by the way, just in case. case you were wondering what I was doing. Alright, we don't need that no more. Hey, let's go this way, bro.
Chilly.
Yeah, it got a little chilly out here. Alright, so what we do here is I'll just set those there. I need to grab something real quick. Alright, we got that. We need that. Rag. There's here. We need to clean this. Don't need to add this. You can use like normal grease if you choose. Just make sure it does not get on the brake pads. And yeah, I know I didn't clean the part up very good anyways, but a lot of that I come to realize is black coating stuff that's on the outside is actually on the inside, so that's why it wasn't coming off when I was hitting it with the wire brush and the other stuff. Some stuff came up, but some stuff didn't. So just as clean on both sides. Clean here. That's not right. Much time is easy. Okay, so what I use is I use specialty. This is silicone ceramic brake grease by Permatex. Like specifically meant for this. You can use this on the slider pins on your calipers, which they say not to. Or in the manual for my car that's from like 1991, and in my truck from 2000 something, it says that there's no known replacement for the grease on the slider pins. Wow, really? This stuff costs $15 for a bottle this big, and it'll last you years and years and years, and it's good up to 3000 Fahrenheit or minus 50 Fahrenheit. All compatible with all rubbers and plastics, waterproof, protects against corrosion, lubricates the entire brake assembly. So it says using a soft wire brush, clean the entire caliper, plate, anchor pins, all this stuff. It goes and add a small bit of lubricant to caliper pins, slides, clips, metal bushings, pistons, and whatever. Well, not whatever, but like, you know, the rest of the braking parts. I like this stuff. It's awesome. In this application, you're only going to need a tiny little bit. A little bit much. There's more on this. I just want to ensure that the shoes, when you open and close, will slide back nice and easy and won't jam up. Again, you could probably use normal grease, but the fact that these are going to get pretty warm when you're driving, you're going to want to use something like this, and it's worth it. Especially if you rebuild your own brakes in your car, it's worth this 12. I think it's like $13.99 or something like that Canadian, or $15.99 Canadian for a bottle of this stuff. So that's like what, like $1.50 American or something. So yeah, if you're in the States, you should be able to find this like easy. And obviously not for $1.50. That was a joke at our Canadian money, by the way. Ha 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 ha. Alright, so next. These don't look to have a thicker one. Some do, believe it or not. That's why they call it leading shoe, because one pops out more than the other first, and one will always wear more than the other. But these ones don't seem to be thicker than the other, like one or the other. So I don't think there's a particular way they have to go in. Let's see if I can do this the same way I used to do my three-wheeler. Still pop and stretch. Okay, so, oh, hold on a second. Oh, I crashed the pads. Okay, so I'm going to say that sits in the bike that way. Like that way. It goes up this way. Okay, so I'm just making sure that these are sitting the way they need to be. So I don't want to put them in and have this actuator rod going backwards from the way they're supposed to be. It'd be a bad day and a backwards video. Okay, so it should be as easy as just going. Maybe not so. Oh, that goes in. There. Didn't necessarily need anyone's help for that. Actually, them a couple times, make sure it's nice and smooth. You can see the brake grease there going to where it needs to be. That's way more than the brake will ever actuate. If you're getting the brake to actuate like almost dead even that way, you got some issues. Alright. You're good to go. Now, it's a little bit of a cleanup time on that seal. I'll split this down before I clean it all back up. I'm going to have to find some brake cleaner and wipe the inside of this hub down. I know I even blow that brake dust out too, but I think I'm going to rub it all out and then hit it with a compressor beforehand. I really don't want to blow on it right now. With it being the way that it is, it'll end up going everywhere. Okay. In a second. Keep looking at that real quick while I got the rear one. Okay. Alright. Just watch your eyes and your nose or everything else. I'll breathe that shit in. I covered my face up, and I'm pretty sure my brother is not breathing that in. Need more air, so I won't bother to turn that shite on. Okay, let me grab my brake clean and a clean rag. Oh, you know what? It's clean enough. Actually, no, hold on a second. Let's clean that into that. There you go. Oh. Soft. Look like, see if I have to, sandpaper or something, which I really don't want to do, because this hub for the brake is integral to the actual hub of the rim. So once this reaches its max diameter, it's looking for a new rim time or looking for a new hub to get laced to this rim. which is, I'm gonna guess, not very cheap. Knock this off. Those are nice and smooth. Alright, set my flashlight here so I can see what's going on. I probably should hit them with something just to go around it and add a little bit of a bite pattern, or what you would be like, you know, cross hatching a cylinder type deal to add some bite there for the brake pads to seat into. Not 100% sure if I have anything out here in the immediate area to do that, other than I'm going into my toolbox and some like SOS pad type stuff, but you know, it doesn't have to be really big. This will work, I guess. I'm kind of going up and down in like a swirling pattern. Just don't go around in a circle like this the exact same way that the brakes go. That's not going to help you any. What I'm trying to do is break some of that glaze that's on there off, so when the new pads go in, they have something to seat against. Like, yeah, so you can see it already. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but I'm gonna get a little bit closer. So you can see the lines. Yeah, you can see over this way, you can see right here how there's lines going up and down here. That little bit of roughness is gonna help the brake pads or the brake shoes seat. So that's the whole objective of this. You'd probably want to use something around like a 220. Although this is the only thing I could grab right now without having to stop the video. Again, the pads, or shoes I should say, that I was taking off of this were in decent condition as it is, so I don't really have to do this a whole bunch. It is nice to do though. Broken spoke. I'll have to notify my buddy about that. Alright, I have to go around a tiny bit more. I suggest if you feel this here, and you guys got a big lip, or any kind of a lip, which there's not here at all. There's no lip here whatsoever. And that tells me that this hub is not very worn. So I'm not even gonna bother to go inside and grab my micrometer or digital calipers and try to go ahead and do it. Alright, good enough of that. Okay, cover your face real quick there. Put some more stuff on the rag. Get wiped down now. there'll be some videos coming up about my personal Suzuki RM250 from the year 2000. First half with internal water pump. Second half 2000 had external water pump. Everyone tries to argue with me and say my bike's from 99, but it's not from 1999. 1999 also had internal water pump. For the Suzuki for the first half of 2000, which I'm not sure why, because internal water pumps are stupid and they're a pain in the arse to work on. Anyone that owns a two-stroke with an internal water pump knows what I'm talking about. If anything goes wrong with the water pump, you essentially have to break the engine apart, crack the cases. Like, I don't mean just to the top end off. I'm talking about like to crack the lower cases, everything. It has to come apart. All right, now it's time to wipe that orange grease off my fingers and put that back on the bike. Much grease in there. Not orange grease, I'm just talking about from before. I was going to remove this, but it seems like I didn't have to this time around. Normally I do, but the spring action that they had there wasn't enough for it to make me need to adjust it. Wow, those are going to be some touchy brakes. Alright. That's what you want, Mitch. That's what you're going to get. Again, when you take it into a place to get it certified or safety for the road, and they tell you, oh, it needs this, 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 and this, and this, and you just had everything done by someone that you know and trust, i.e. me, a friend, then I don't know, man. Some places will still try you and say, oh, your brake pads aren't to the minimum and this brake shoes aren't to the minimum. Meanwhile, they just got done. You tell them in there, as soon as you walk in, and go, hey, I needed safety. I just had all the front brakes done, rear brakes done, this, and this, and you tell them ahead of time, then they still try, then they're just dumb. What I might do is I might, even though this doesn't show if you part of the video, get some of this grease off of here and then put a little bit more back in there for when I assemble this. Because this spline here meets up with that spline over there. And it looks like they already run some weird brown grease, so yeah, we'll get some of my better stuff out, slick her up real good. Huh? What?
Your hands are cold.
Oh. Oh. This is that mystic grease stuff. Look at that. Well, you know what? Screw it. Don't overfill this here. I guess I'm just putting enough into where it's kind of just filled the edge a little bit to where you can't see the gear's teeth anymore. And I'm just going to smear the rest everywhere, I guess. It will be in the inside of that housing over there, so, you know, not gonna, grease isn't gonna run anywhere or go anywhere. Mystic, good product. They make some good motor oil too. Especially for the ATV, their 1040 UTV oil is great. Their 2-stroke stuff is great. Alright, well, let's get this over to there and slide her back in. So we'll have this up in the, looks like it's going to go back easier the same way with having one of these either higher in the air or lower. I'm going to go with this part higher in the air, so then I guess you could call it the swing arm will fit through there. On the ground like this fucker. Come on, it's in there. Why is it not a catch? Bro, can you go to the other side for me and use the camera and show them what's going on over there? Oh, never mind. Just wasn't me pushing it in right? Is it in all right now?
Yeah.
Alright, well I guess that was a problem.
Yeah,
I wasn't quite lining it up right.
Yeah, and you can lift it up a little bit.
Yeah, I need to lift it up a little bit more. Alright, so now it's essentially just move everything up in reverse assembly. So we'll get the move our marcation out. And I put my rag somewhere and lost it again. Dang it. And it's bad to throw my rags down. And then not remember where they all go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to all this dirty crap off it. Oh, we're gonna re-grease. Not only brown off it. Need that. Need this collar. This looks kind of like the collars I got the machine shop down the street to make me for my RM because they don't make the pieces anymore. Or the ones that they do are more money, so I just figured, hey, keep it local, right? A finger full of it. I was just using my finger like a squeegee there for a second and just moving it all around. Might want to wear gloves for this. Me, I'm not that paranoid of a bit of grease on my hands. But Chris, that could cause cancer. It's like, yeah, breathing air causes cancer. What doesn't cause cancer nowadays, really? Come on. If you think about it. Okay. Find my rubber mallet. Tap that back through.
That line that's in that end, does that have to be a certain way?
Yep. When I turn it around, it'll lock it to where it has to go. Pretty sure. Talking about this line here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure when you turn it around, it locks in. So it was like down on the bottom somewhere. Alright. Maybe it doesn't need to be anywhere, I don't know. be just opposite of the thing. I don't know. When I came off, it was down here, so I'm not 100% sure if it makes a difference. Okay, you don't want to leave that there because that will get into all kinds of crap, i.e. your brakes. Well, I don't know how it get into your brakes, but get into that. Now, I just essentially clean everything up and put it back together. So I'll be going to the other side in a second there, brother. Jump over there with me. Alright, the other side here. Too much grease. Okay, this has a flat side in, round side out. I don't know if you're 100% sure what that means or not, but if you look at washers, there's always a flat side where there's a sharp edge here and a round edge here. That's just how they're stamped. So that means that the round edge was facing up when they were stamped. Boom, 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 boom. Always put the flat edge towards the back of something and the round edge facing out. That's just the way I was taught. That's just the way I've always been doing it. And I've never had an issue once. I'm not going to steam any stuff a pin through here because I'd have to dig through my toolbox and find where they are, but I am going to torque it all down and do what needs to be done here. Work. Not 100% sure for this. I can check with the manual. I'm going to torque it down right now to like a random number, or I'll just tighten it up by hand, and then I'll post what the torque number is in the description because I didn't prepare myself. That's turning around the other side. Here, tighten this. Before you do any of this, you want to. Yeah, see, that's where I effed myself over. I'm doing it. You could have just did that the right way, but I chose to do it the wrong way. So now we're gonna clean this up, lube that up also, and put that back through. Because I was a dumbo, I forgot that that's how that went. I actually tightened this side up a little bit more than what it needed to be before I got that pin in. Keep her lubricated, she'll be happy. I don't understand how. Oh, I get it. Being dumb, right? Okay. First bolt goes in, then plate moves up. I'm almost certain. What the fuck? Okay, so then bolt goes in, gets pushed back to where it doesn't fall out. And then how the heck did it come out? Well, if it can fall out, if it can fall out that way, that means I can get it in that way. I was assuming that it couldn't do it because it didn't seem like there was room for it. There we go. Nope, that was that. side. Okay, so now I'm going to tighten this enough. Just don't crank it to where it's gonna snap off. Just you'll feel it when it stops. About there. Now you go over to the other side, tighten that, then tighten that bolt part on the brake. Yep. Again, I'm not 100% sure what this torque is. I will post it in the description. Tighten enough for today's example. Alright, go back to here. All this stuff goes back together, and then the bolt goes on the back here. Or the nut, I should say. Alright. Always before you finish, make sure, check everything to make sure it's smooth. It really sucked to sit there and build it all and then go like, oh no, it don't move, what? Believe me, I've had it happen before, so that's why I say just make sure you don't do it. Alright, now, that's where that 17 mil goes. That ratchet works good for this, I guess. Oh. I guess it's spinning around and around and around. Okay, so what is it? No, I think it's spinning around and around and around up in there. Alright, so that means I need a 10 mil up in here. Oh, 12 mil. Oh, okay. Oh, really? Okay, let me grab a tool here for a second, guys. Hey, I decided to add a really funky angle there, so I have to use a wobbly extension. I'm not 100% sure where that's hiding my tool. There it is. Let's see if I can get at it with just an extension that has a wobbly built into it. Ah, nice. No need for one of these. I don't know, if I don't have to use one of these or work with one, I won't. I just prefer not to. Not my favorite tool. Oh, this thing is going loose now. No, it's not. Well, it's going down. It just seems really easy there for a second. Oh, there we go.
It's just like my view, it doesn't have to be super tight.
No, it's just a retaining pin to stop it from spinning around. Once you put the clip on, or the little pin through there, it wasn't even tight, all that super tight in the first place. Oh, yeah. That's that. Clean the grease off of this. So that part doesn't need to be greased. Slide it in. Take a tiny bolt. Like ta-da! You have brakes. Depending on how stiff you want them is depending on how stiff you adjust this in. But the fact that that's like right up against it already, that's probably going to be Like, yeah. That dragging? No? Okay, well, if you want them not, what do you call it, sensitive, I guess, that's okay. But I guess that's the end of the video, because there's not much else to do. I will post all the proper torques for this bolt, and the one on the other side in the description when I post this video. Alright? More content like this coming. Like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate it. It helps out huge. Drives me to make more videos. Alright? Thanks.